Hello, my name is Michael Boyajian, and I'm going to be talking to you today about my book, Armenians in the Age of Alexander the Great. Now, a lot of people say that the Armenians were never conquered by Alexander the Great, and that may be true. However, they were part of the Persian Empire, which Alexander did conquer. Um, the Armenians were part of that empire, the Persian Empire, uh, in a semi-autonomous way. They were allowed to keep their arms, which is a pretty big thing in those days. So they were semi-autonomous or even autonomous. But when Alexander conquered the Persian Empire, or Persia at least, the Armenians kind of were under their sphere of influence then. And we have evidence that they did serve in Alexander's army. In the colonies that Alexander left in India are traces of Armenians and Armenian culture. And there's no way that Armenians could have gone to the edge of what was then the known world, quote unquote, without a huge army. And that huge army was Alexander the Great's army. Um, Alexander the Great was one of the great military leaders of all time, and he conquered most of the known world. And Aristotle was the teacher that gave him the insight to his foes. Aristotle knew everything about everybody, and he passed that information on to Alexander the Great. And so Alexander knew the culture, the geography, the zoology, everything to do with the foes he was going to face. And the only reason he stopped at the slight interior of India was that his troops mutinied after 10 years of war and wanted to go home. So they turned around and went home. At a certain point, Alexander got sick, and it was either poisoning or an illness, or he drank too much. And as he lay dying, his generals surrounded him and said, "Who's going to be the heir?" And Alexander looked up at them and yelled out, "The strongest," and then passed away. And so the empire was divided up among his 3 or 4 top generals. And that is basically the story. And again, the Armenians were part of that story. Thank you. Bye.